I'm surprised that we didn't see MVP at any stage. Just think about maybe even just taking an eastern route just to get a little bit
Yeah.
more into cage. It's not necessarily going to be an easier route depending on what cage looks like right now, but you didn't really see them think about that. But now actually just as fast as I say that, here's Madness now going to go ahead and set that TP all the way around the northern route instead. That's what I was wondering if we were going to see from MVP. Not surprised to see them not force this with where they are, number one right now. It does not make sense to take this fight and potentially be your third squad out in the game.
Yeah, I think they were concerned about anyone that would be trying to third party from behind. So they waited for that zone to get closer and closer. And then knowing that unknown were going to be inside of here, they just realized it was not a winnable engagement for them at all. Now Smile. They did get some KP earlier. 2 kills there for Petty Boss. And that was the kill on to Solafide after they had gotten into a fight. I want to say, who was it against? Drawn a blank, but they did fight earlier on. Waiting this one out now.
Yeah, these angles that they have to salvage. Of course, teams that are also going to have angles into that area is going to be the team on market, presumably still Liquid that you're seeing shots from. So we're going to keep definitely an eye on exactly where Liquid is going to go from here. They're going to, of course, play the long play on this. They're going to continue to hold market well into these next few minutes. Here's the one we were just talking about here with Liquid, and it looks like Wing in the hands of Casper doing a little bit of poke, and it looks like at least a scout as well. Actually, it's going to be Gold Sentinel here for the side of flanker that we saw maybe exchanging some shots all the way into salvage as well. So once again, they're not finding too much resistance, but instead just trying to get a little bit of poke damage if they can as the teams try to push up. That's one that does connect there, but over now to Nocturnal. Only an ult and a Mastiff on the roof, so not much long range damage from him. Now back over to HRN, still River Center.
Yeah, HRN have been inside of River Center for a while now, and I think one of the other teams just decided, nah, you guys are going to have to get out of there. Moore is down, and Simply RKN is going to be banged up and really rough. It will get him back. MVP actually are in that fight. So this was the fight that they actually got, or I should say that they got out of. They got out of one fight and then found their way into another, leaving Pow Pow again with only white armor to try and stay alive for the #1 team in the Americas. Currently, as we are in match 13 and the cleanup comes in, I think Rogue just wiped out aim assist, and Mercy only got it down on Ponyhead.
As we just saw, the remaining members of MVP just kind of sitting, just sitting in God spot for a second, but decides to actually nope out of it. But now, right, just like this, Unknown here in what could become a 2v3 pretty quickly in River Center as well as they drop down.
And off-screen, Madness was cleaned up, so #1 team going to be worse for wear. HRN fighting outside of the zone, needs to get into this bubble, which they will, and they'll be protected for right now to kit up, get themselves some health, and look to fight this one. Clarify, Solafide, you try as you might. We'll have to try again in match 14. HRN hearing some shots. Yeah, there's a lot of action going on over here, Brav.
I was going to say, we are getting down to it here as this cave exit's going to be pretty heated as we do see several teams drop on your screen just now. We just saw 3. Urice also picking up more in the feed as well, like the way that HRN has been playing this game, and now they're going to make their route into caves and take down one fence at a time. And exactly, they're going to assume that these buildings are going to be occupied. Now here's NRG. We didn't see exactly what happened to Nathan and Rocker now, but Frexus is going to be the one that's maybe going to try to get towards this height, but of course Liquid's still going to be holding this area.
No options for NRG, Frexus to just hide. He will be in the safe zone, but he sees players running around. It's Team Liquid. Yeah, the shadows.
And of course, not just the shadows, but the footsteps as well are going to be super loud. He's going to know that there is a team that is above him right now. And it looks like also Nocturnal and Casper know that someone's below as well as they're sniffing him out. They already have pings, and this is not looking good. Look at this. And Frexus might have been a little bit too loud. Hits with the one wing shot. This should be the end of it. Drop down with the Mastiff. Easy cleanup. NRG will be out. And once you cross into Liquid territory, you will be sniffed out.
The #1 and #2 team coming into match 13, MVP and NRG are gone. Liquid in 8th place right now with 67 points. They have gotten themselves some KP, and they're getting themselves placement eventually if they keep holding on to the marketplace, which they will have the rooftop edge for the market to work along with. Ziploc bags are going to be located underneath them. And that's why when they got the kill on Frexus, they bailed right back up to the roof. So both of these teams occupying similar area, except one will be on top, one underneath.
Yeah, not
TSM
surprised.
still going to be in the fray. Not surprising here, Brav.
Yeah, absolutely, as they're going to pick up a little bit more damage. That's Protectful as well as Muffins that are going down in the feed. We'll see what iShiny's up to in just a moment. And looks like a whole bunch of action actually happening just to the west.
Again, a few tags. Back into the bubble. And that is that Sentinels that they were shooting at. Yes, it is. So, no, sorry, it's 303 Esports. Some kills actually just came in for Senpai, but 303 Esports maybe trying to change their luck around, play around this pylon. They'll need to just inch up a little closer, trying to use the terrain to their advantage. Fury on top of them. Look at that madman holding them down, not giving them any kind of breathing room and suppressing them as much as possible. As he gets outside, we'll lose some health, which won't really get an opportunity to try and heal up. Team Liquid, on the other hand, as they had to abandon the market position on the way out, they ended up losing Flanker and Casper. Nocturnal's going to be the only one left alive here with an Alternator and a Mastiff.
Wow, what a turn of events. I was about to say, when you do have that market height, you have a little bit more rotation options on the team that might be inside, but in the end, it doesn't pan out for Liquid, as they will lose 2 of their 3. And now Rogue actually playing here the low ground and just playing the cover that actually exists in the river itself. They can play this slow because we have 10 squads left, but they'll need to be very careful here. Like you said, and you really can't predict it. Already our top 2 squads out in this game, guaranteeing us heading into match 14, and we will have an even tighter leaderboard now. Let's see what Rogue can play here as they try to make this push.
It's only going to get tighter and tighter as we continue on here, Bravo. Rogue in 4th place. In their last 2 games on World's Edge, donuts. They were bakers. They didn't get anything out of those games. Now, maybe fortune has favored the bold here, and Rogue could potentially get themselves into that 1st place position yet again. TSM, on the other hand, looking to fight for at least maybe even a top 10 spot, as Rogue will descend on top of the roof. They see the building where TSM is occupying. I think the one building where Nocturnal was going to be at. They have a Kraber looking at any players that are pushing out. Oh no, he's going to line that up. 152. It was fat. Oh boy. Gets 1. That's a lot of damage applied. There goes some of the Arc Stars sent in. Sweet kill onto Petty Boss and Nocturnal. Hal holding the angle here, but doesn't have an option. Abreleli and Reps, maybe they can actually win this one out, but dropped in. Sweet are down now, or drops down. Sweet, half health, sniped down with the Prowler. Doesn't have the full auto as well, so we'll need to rely on that burst outside of the zone, trying to just tag up any kills that he can get, any KP that he'll gobble up here. That will work out in his benefit. 7 squads remaining, and 303 Esports, Bravo, still in the fray.
Sometimes still in the feed as well, picking a few up. We haven't seen him eliminated. Not exactly sure where the last members of TSM are. Actually, it's going to be Reps that takes out Snipe down in the feed as well.
So TSM did manage to get the revenge there against Rogue, who jumped in and looked to end their party. Dropped also was killed by Petty Boss off screen. Plane is down too. 303 Esports are actually in a commanding position here, Bravo.
This is where we saw so much battle yesterday as
Sentinels.
well in NA. And look at this, Sentinel still holding the interior of this building. Going to be careful. You also do hear Sedox setting that pre-TP as well, as still 5 squads left in this zone. Here's TSM, all 3 members still up.
What? I thought they were done. I thought they were cooked, fried, like a bunch of fish. But instead, they managed to stay alive inside of this small hut here, Bravo. But what options do they possibly have to get out of here? Everyone's looking at them.
It's all going to be timing here. And, you know, you also have a lot of eyes on this Sentinels building. Of course, Sentinels are in the updated model. They have the much larger building, but they do have the interior where they do have a team on their height. And you might even say TSM might be able to time this perfectly. Smile still in the exact same spot. They're forced to heal and pop a Phoenix as well. But just after it's done, only a few seconds later, this bubble's going to go as well.
Yeah, so 303 and Sentinels at this building here in the safe zone. TSM and Smile, they're going to be out toward the edge. They need to start and make the push inside. Here comes the barrage. The bubble's down to give them protection.
I was going to say, Hal, that Wraith, that was Hal TPing out. That's how they got. They are now on the low ground. TSM all the way through. Now pushing in on Sentinels as well.
303 Esports still holding on to the high ground here. BTW is going to go down. Here's Senpai, though. Senpai switch out for the health there, but he doesn't actually get anything out of it. Crusto sneaks from behind. Reps wasn't aware. Obviously, how could you? This danger zone's right there. TSM is going to be out. Abreleli gets cleaned up as well as Reps. Now 3 squads are going to remain. It's Smile, 303, and Sentinels. Sentinels inside of the building. They have the hard cover, but they will need to exit this facility eventually in order to get into the fight. 1 minute and 28 seconds before this whole thing collapses.
And look at where it's pulling. It's obviously pulling off this building. All the teams will have to move. You're going to see pre-TP set. You're already hearing it a little bit, and it's going to be absolutely nuts, especially now Smile, of course, does have that Gibby in play. You're going to see that dome go down as well. Also, on the Sentinel side, you not only have a dome that's going to be coming into play, but you also have to see exactly
what
white armor ult is as well.
They have white armor, bruv, at the end game. At the end game, 303 Esports. I mean, surely this works out for them with the high ground. They have a whole mess load of armor to work with. Smile's going to go in for the push, though. That's going to get Ak down. Ak is down. Oh, my goodness. Ak is down. Now they're going to be out without a man here. Smile have a little bit of an advantage here playing the ultimate low ground. Sentinels have not invested anything into this fight yet. 42 seconds before they're going to have to move.
Absolutely. You're going to reset just a little bit, and that's a big thirst that they get in the end here with our final 3 squads. And you're going to be looking for exactly where these bubbles go down. Even more importantly, exactly when these bubbles go down. Like we said, that caustic ult going to be a factor as well. You see it on your screen right here. It's going to ult Excel to make sure that he gets it in these next 23 seconds. Might not even, I don't think he's going to cancel it because he probably doesn't even need to get that off of the time if you take a look at the percentage as well here. And they are getting ready to make this move.
It's going to be a bloodbath outside of here. Sentinels, Senox, and Peach with white armor. If they manage to do this, it would be unfreaking believable. Crust will be the guy to look out for. Smile have all 3 players left. In 303, they had high ground, but for some reason, Ak went down low and ended up feeding to Smile. Now the fight is going to begin. The barrage is out. Senpai playing inside of the bubble here, but they're going to get pushed from behind. Oh no! Sentinels, they're in the fight now. They managed to throw down a few shots here, but Peach is going to be dangerously low. Crust is down, but it's now just going to be left up to Senox. The Lone Wraith. It's just all this gas all over the place. You couldn't see anything, but 303 and the Carnage come out on top. And for the 20th place team, somehow, some way, they put together a victory in match 13.
And once again, it's a clean win from 303. You said, Golden Boy, just how much of an armor advantage they had towards the end. They also had height on that building for a long time, and they're able to close it out. It's great stuff from 303, and when you have 2 caustics and 3 gibbies in a final circle like that, if you think about all the ults as well as the domes that are going to be going down, it was absolutely nuts. In the end, Sentinels could not see a thing between the caustic gas as well as the gibby ults that were coming down. 303 with a pretty clean win, but the most importantly, when you have